Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to have some Division 20 online ranked gameplay in the women's strawweight division, and I'm going to be using none other than Weili. And the reason for this was my opponent, who is a top 100 player and a Twitch streamer, was using my main, which is Rose Namajunas. Obviously, if you guys have watched my video called Easiest Way to Win Fights, if I remember, I'll tag it right now on the top right. But if you've watched that video, you know that I love to use Rose because she has the armbar from side saddle and from the crucifix. But getting into the type of the video and whatnot, coming up against the top 100 opponent here, who I'm currently 1-1 with going into this fight. As you can see, he has a lot of points in the division. As you can see, the stats before, which I had displayed on screen, showed that he was in the top 100, and this is after this fight took place. So you can see that respect is shown straight away. And I know of this person. He says he's the Spanish #1. I don't know if that's self-proclaimed or if he actually is the Spanish #1. But this was whilst I was streaming, and a huge thank you to everyone that tuned into the stream and has been liking all the content and subscribing. It means a lot. So I just want to say a quick thank you there. But this was whilst I was streaming. I had a good couple of people watching, and I came up against this guy after going on a losing skid. So I knew that it was going to be a hard fight. As I said, fought him before. I believe he won the first time, then I won the second. So this is sort of best of 3 to finish it. As you see, I stun him here. And yeah, by the time of the video, you'll know what's going to happen, how he reacts towards the end. And it's a shame to see. Obviously, when I lose fights, I don't take any time out of my day to message the person. He messaged me asking for a rematch, but I already continued with the stream at that point, and then proceeded to call me what he called me, and I just found it amusing. I watched his reaction on his Twitch, and I wouldn't have even said who this person was or uploaded the message. It's the fact that this person done it live on stream, so since he put it out there, I thought I'd do the same. But tuning into the actual gameplay now, and this is the importance of realizing habits. So my opponent, who is using Rose Namajunas' playstyle, is, let me just break it down for you real quick. He'll go up top with a jab and then with a cross to the body, and that'll be the punching combinations. You can see I'm intercepting it with the uppercut, and then he'll jab roundhouse to the body, or jab head kick, or 1-2 head kick. That is the only tools utilized throughout this, and if you're not accustomed to adjusting to this playstyle, it's going to be very, very difficult. And he may have had more success had he implemented more of the boxing exchanges to weaken my head health, because the problem is my opponent right now is trying to land the head kick in order to finish the fight, looking for that knockout blow. But because the damage isn't being dealt to the head, it's primarily body shots that's doing the most damage. And of course, he's trying to implement that knockout blow to the head. When that head kick does land, which it does land a fair few times, it doesn't do the damage that he had anticipated, and on stream he was getting incredibly frustrated with this. And it just makes me laugh because, you know, if you're looking for that big head kick finish, like, I don't know if any of you lot played the game from season 1 to season 4, it was very common that you do the 1-2 head kick and get a lot of knockouts from it, and that's exactly what this player is doing here. And I can see why, coming up against a lower ranked fighter, it'd give them a lot of problems, and why therefore he has this many skill points and the record that he has, that he's in the top 100. I can understand that because he's a very skilled player, but the tactics, the ideology that he's implementing in these fights just isn't very realistic. So the way I counter this, there's several ways you can counter this play style, but to begin with, you could look to utilize the grappling, which is how I believe I beat him before. But in this matchup here, it's not going to work out for me. Rose does have the better grappling. You can see I'm already starting to try duck these head kicks here, and I'm also implementing strikes to the body. So the first way would be to grapple, but that's, you know, contextual. In this situation here, it's not going to make sense for me to grapple because Rose has the superior grappling. Therefore, I'll look to stand in the boxing exchange, and you can see baited that jab, and after I baited the jab, I ripped to the body, which is something I done also in round 1 after stunning my opponent. So I'll stun to the body, and then I'll stun to the head, and then absolutely choose to rip the body. But the style I'm using is a predominant heavy boxing approach, and that's the approach I look to, because here my opponent's being very overwhelming, and at kickboxing range, Rose does again have the advantage. So I'm looking to utilize the power of Weili, and capitalise in the tight boxing ranges, which why the uppercuts is what's led to the 2 stuns that I have had. So as it stands, I'm slowly but surely taking my opponent's head health lower and lower. Rose is taking a lot of damage to the head, and then whilst damage, I'm absolutely ripping the body. But what I'm really trying to do here is I'm trying to bait my opponent, and I want him to throw the head kick after being hurt, duck, and then get a knockout blow, which is exactly what you see I'm trying to do, because I try to duck a lot, but as a counter of this, my body's getting absolutely ripped. And had this fight got another round, you never know. As you can see, the head kick lands there, but my body's being dealt by a lot of damage right now. The roundhouse are landing, I'm not really blocking low, and that's in the anticipation of my opponent going up top. You can see there, break the block there, try to do a bit of damage, and right now he seems to be mixing it up. You can tell that he isn't having the success he wanted with the combinations used, and he's now trying to diversify the combinations being used, but predominantly it's going to be the same thing. And this is the importance of figuring out your opponent's style. You've really got to know how they're going to fire, what combinations they're going to use, and this is just something I picked up across round 1. You can see there, another stun, unloaded a lot, ripped a lot to the body, left myself very vulnerable with the stamina, which is something I wouldn't recommend, but I knew my opponent wasn't going to do anything. The uppercut just isn't in his arsenal, and he hasn't been throwing knees, so the roundhouses to the body and head kicks that I've got to be careful on here. Throws a head kick, so what I do is I throw a roundhouse to the body just because that stamina's low, and I know that's going to do a lot of damage. So lands the head kick here, and I'm baiting him into throwing that head kick. I know it's only going to be out of time because there's not much left on the rounds. You can see 26 or so seconds left. Goes for that front kick, which does a lot of damage, and I'm waiting. I know it's going to come stun my opponent, go for the knee, which doesn't work out. Throw 1-2, then I give him roundhouse to the body, duck. He knew I had no stamina, so he was trying to get me out of the head kick, and then we absolutely sleep him. And it's a shame to see how he reacts. Unfortunately, he messages me saying rematch. I'd already gone into another game at this point, and to be honest, I wasn't looking to entertain it. I only wanted to fight subscribers or ranked. And then he messaged me to say that, and I watched his stream reaction. You know, I just think it's funny that people take time out of their day to send messages like this after getting slept. It's not my fault that, you know, I beat you. I was still respectful even after the fight. I said well played, respect, but yeah, it seemed that was very one-sided. So that's going to be the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This will show you the importance of figuring out styles early and how you can adapt into the fight. And it just goes to show you, even an average player like myself can beat the so-called best in Spain and a player in the top 100. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you're new around here and want to see more UFC 4 content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you.